Hello everyone and welcome to this bonus lesson. In this lesson I will show you other alternatives of integrated development environments that you can use with C and C++, and also I will show you how you can use command prompt to compile, disassemble and run the code. So let's get started. The first IDE is Eclipse. This is developed by Eclipse Foundation. It's written in C and Java, and it runs on the following operating systems: Linux, macOS, Solaris and Windows. The programming language that it supports are listed below, but for us we are interested of the C and maybe later the C++. The interface looks something like this, and as I said, this is only an enumeration of the IDs. So we'll go quickly through the list. Then we have the Visual Studio. This is developed by Microsoft. It's written in C++ and C#. It runs on Windows and macOS. The interface looks something like this, without the play button because the picture is taken from a video. Next IDE, Xcode. This is developed by Apple. It's written in C, C++, Objective-C and Objective-C++. So this IDE runs only on macOS. The interface looks something like this. Next IDE is C Lion. This is developed by JetBrains. It's written in Java and Kotlin, and it runs on Linux, Windows and macOS. The interface looks something like this. Next IDE is CodeLite. This is developed by Eran Ifrah and is written in C++. It runs on Linux, Windows and macOS. An example from the interface. Next IDE we have NetBeans. This is developed by Apache Foundation and Oracle Corporation, but the original author was Roman Stanek. This IDE is written in Java and it runs on Linux, Windows, macOS and Solaris. This is how the interface looks. Next IDE, and the last one that I will enumerate in this list, is CodeBlocks. This is developed by the CodeBlocks team. It's written in C++ and it runs on Linux, Windows and macOS. The interface looks something like this. Now let's see how we can run, compile and disassemble C code from the command prompt. Before running the GCC compiler from the command prompt, we have to insert a path inside the environment variables of our system. For that, we can go to this PC, then right click on the white space, select Properties, go to Advanced System Settings, to the tab Advanced, then below Startup and Recovery we have a button, Environment Variables. Click on this. Then we shall go to the path, double click on the path, and we have to add the bin folder of our compiler. So for me, I have installed this on the C drive with the minjw, and I have here the GCC application that will help us compile the code. Also, we can find here the object dump application, which will help us disassemble the code and see the assembler code and so on. Now let's open up the command prompt. For this, we can press the keys Windows and the key R to open up the run window, and inside the window we can insert these words CMD. This will open up the command prompt. Now we have to change the directory to the location where we have the projects and the C files. For that, we use the command cd for change directory. We insert the argument /d, and after this we give the location. For me it's on the D drive. Then I have here a folder named Eclipse. We can insert only the first words. After that press tab. So it will auto-complete the path. Then press enter. Now I am on the D drive on the Eclipse workspace folder. To see the contents of this folder, I can write the command dir. This will show all the directories inside the folder Eclipse workspace. Let's show here a simple example with the Hello World application or project. So let's change directory to this Hello World. Let's see the contents of this folder. In here we have the lesson _01.c. Let's open up this with Notepad. Here is the Notepad, here is the C code. Let's delete all of this. You know what? Let's close this, don't save, and let's open up a Notepad with a file that doesn't exist, but it will be created. So notepad test.c. So the error will be that the file doesn't exist, and it will ask us if we want to create a new file. So let's press yes. So now if I'm going to the command prompt and insert dir, I'm seeing the source file test.c created and with the size 0 bytes. So let's insert something in here. For example, let's include our standard input-output library, and let's print something on the screen. I pressed Ctrl+S to save the file. You can also go to the menu and select file, save. Let's see the content of the folder. Now test.c has 84 bytes. So let's compile it. For this we have to insert gcc. Then we have to say a name for the output. This can be different from the source file. So we can say test1 like this and say which file now to compile. If we have multiple files for compiling, we have to insert all of them in here. For bigger projects, someone can use make files. So now, if we are showing the contents of this directory, we see that test1.exe was created. So we can call this and see the output on our console or command prompt. To disassemble this, first of all, we can look inside the header of the executable to see for each architecture it was created. For that, object dump, obj dump, -f, not C. So test1.exe has the file format Intel 386, architecture same, it has the following flags, so has debug, has symbols and so on, and the start address is at 401.2D0. So let's disassemble this file to see what is with this address. For that, we can use object dump, then use the flag D. This will disassemble test1. Also, if we don't want the output to be printed on the command prompt, we can redirect the output to a text file. For example, greater than. This will write all of the output of this disassemble to the file that we will indicate. For this, let's say this.txt. Everything has completed. So now we can see that we have the this.txt. So let's open that with Notepad. Now let's search for the starting address. We have to search without the 0x00. So here is what happens when this program will be run by our OS. It will call up this main CRT startup that will prepare the libraries, and it will call the main function. So this is it. We have seen some examples of integrated development environments, and also how we can use a text editor and a command prompt to compile, disassemble and run the code. Thank you all for your time, and as always, if you like the video, please give it a like and consider subscribing to my channel and share this video.